Any country nutrition program needs two basic tools in order to assess baseline studies of nutrition and health and incidence of non-communicable diseases. One of them is to establish and have a functioning local food composition database, and the other one is to have techniques and a way of assessing food consumption by its population. The only food composition database available in Honduras was developed by INCAP in Guatemala, and their latest update is from 2012 with 1,600 entries. All those entries were calculated from the database from USDA. What we have here in the food analysis lab in Zamorano, what we have collected in the last 10 years are 702 ingredients and processed foods mainly from Honduras and also from other countries of Central America that have been analyzed chemically by internationally approved methods from AOAC and AOCS. Esaú Salgado, a senior student from the food science department, was assigned the project of uploading those 702 foods with their data, nutrition data, to first the Genesis R&D software for nutritional labeling, and then on the food processor for assessing nutrient consumption. Once the database was updated with those 702 local foods, significant increases in estimation of consumption of nutrients such as energy from fat, saturated fat, total fat, and sodium were found when using the updated database with local foods. On the contrary, underestimations were found basically on vitamins and trans fats, as expected. The second objective was to map food consumption in economically active population from 18 years to 65 years old, male and female, from Jicarito village in the Zamorano Valley.
I am working in a nutrition project in the Jicarito community. The main objective of this study is to estimate consumption of different foods and determine the parent consumption of this community person between 18 to 64 years old. In this project, we collect data each month during 8 complete years. We used a food record for recording the information of the intake food, the population during 4 days of each month. The total number of trials were 48 persons, in which 18 were men, 18 and 30 women. After all this was analyzed, this was introduced the food process program to obtain the nutritional information. To determine the patterns of consumption, we used a food frequency questionnaire, with which we obtained how often persons ate the different types of food. This project was made for obtain a database of nutrition in persons between 18 and 64 years in Jicarito.
I work in my thesis project in the area of nutrition in Zamorano University. The main objective of this study was assessment the effect of the dairy consumption in the physical state and the risks and incidence of metabolic syndrome in adults of Jicarito. The total population of Jicarito is 7,783 persons. The representative sample take was 108 participants and age range from 18 to 64 years old. The first step was to obtain the demographic information of the participants. The next step was to take the clinical tests and the preventive measures. after obtain the first 24 hours recall for the evaluation of the food consumption. 8 days later, take the last 24 hours recall for finish the direct take. Other non-communicable diseases evaluated in this study were obesity, diabetes, anemia, hypertension, and arteriosclerosis. 10% of the population present metabolic syndrome. 27% was men and 73% women.
Since there is no effort in sight to establish a national nutritional program in Honduras that addresses this, the lack of these two tools, we set up our objectives for July 2013 to July 2014 in order to fill those voids and start with a pilot nutrition program here in Zamorano that hopefully will someday expand to Honduras, or at least give an example of how it should be done. The follow-up activities we're proposing for next year are to complete baseline studies on food consumption for infants, for school children and elderly, related also to incidence of non-communicable diseases, and to update the food composition database with more products, at least 5 or 100 new local products, and also put the food composition database in a format that is in accordance to international formats.